Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Zende defends Brook. Taylor tries psychoanalyzing the situation at Forrester Creations. Brook begs for Ridge to come home. At the Forrester estate, Steffi and Zende bandy Brook's energy. Taylor suggests that Brook might be rediscovering her heart. Wow, well, Taylor was the bone. That was unapologetic. Moving on, Steffi doesn't suppose Hope can be reasoned with. Hope's claws are in too deep. Steffi also isn't induced that Brook will ever turn on Hope. Steffi also calls Hope a snake with zero decency. When Steffi bashes Brook, Zende jumps to her defense. From what Zende has observed, it seems Brook is really counted down by this. Zende thinks it's further than just losing Ridge. Zende adds that morale at the company is lower than ever. Daphne wants to help. Steffi brings up that the tableware filling is that Tridge is back together. Yes, because that's the precedence, not a heritage or people's jobs. Zende exits, leaving Steffi and Taylor curious where Ridge ran off to. At Forrester Creations, Carter and Ridge are hugging. Hope eavesdrops as Ridge offers to help Carter fix up his injury. Carter didn't want to lose their fellowship but felt he'd no choice. Hope eventually walks in to intrude before Carter can smooth effects over with Ridge. Hope pretends to be concerned about Carter's crack. Ridge brings up Hope getting into Carter's head and stealing the company. Carter says he has not been brainwashed. Hope says they no way wanted Ridge to go. Carter echoes this statement. They ask him to return, but the power structure at the company remains as is. Ridge and Hope exchange looks. Ridge says Carter looks like a shamefaced man, not a loved one. Hope accuses Ridge of using Brook. Hope says she called Ridge father formerly, and they're part of the family. Hope adds that Ridge is too insecure to stand by an important woman. Hope says no bone is going to stop the new period of FC. Ridge realizes Carter isn't in charge at all and walks out. Over in another office, Katie interrupts Brook working. Katie can see this is crushing Brook. Indeed, Elektra wasn't celebrating her success. The only one celebrating was Hope. Katie thinks Elektra and Ivy are caught in the middle. Brook suddenly sees Ridge in the hallway. Brook calls him into the office as Zende and Daphne observe. Brook offers to step down if Ridge wants the position of CEO back. Brook says she's still his Logan and asks him to come home. Hope trashed Steffi and shut down Ridge. Brook also made an offer to her partner. So then's how Tuesday's B&B occasion played out. At Forrester Creations, Hope backed down from the door and awaited until Carter finished hugging Ridge before she entered the office. Of course, Hope's appearance led to another round of conflict with Ridge, who still criticized her for getting inside Carter's head and persuading him to steal the company down from the Forresters. Carter fired back that he wasn't brainwashed, but Ridge easily held Hope responsible anyway. Hope refocused out that Ridge and Eric could come back to Forrester Creations, but she advised that the current power structure wouldn't be changing. Ridge took that to mean he'd answer to Hope and obviously wasn't on board with that. Hope blustered about the former plant toxin, which led to her pointing out that Ridge called her a whine and Steffi called her a slut, when everyone knew Steffi's own history. Although Hope gasconaded about the jewelry line launch, Ridge didn't suppose she had anything to do with its success. Hope blustered about the Logan discourteousness and eventually refocused out that Forrester Creations was now being run fairly by a man who was kind and able. After Hope declared that this was the future of Forrester and advised that no bone, not indeed Ridge, could stop it, he prepared to leave. On his way out, Ridge suggested Carter didn't wear the crown at all and inferred that Hope was running the show rather. Once Hope was alone with Carter, she claimed they couldn't let the Forresters ruin what they have. Hope kissed Carter and pulled him into a grasp, but he looked worried over her shoulder. In the design office, Brook talked to Katie about all the complicated passions everyone was having about the jewelry line launch, except for Hope and perhaps Will, since he was so agitated for Elektra. Although Carter set this preemption in stir, Brook admitted he'd help from Hope. Despite the fact that Hope had good intentions in Brook's eyes, her son had contributed to some serious problems. While Brook maintained that Ridge didn't earn to have the company ripped down from him, Steffi slammed Brook during a discussion at the Forrester manse. Despite Zende's belief that the preemption had really taken a risk on Brook, Steffi acted like Brook was just upset over losing Ridge and was still a snake. Daphne conceded that it'd be a good thing if Brook could sway Carter's passions about the achievement, but Steffi easily didn't have high expedience for that passing. Taylor ultimately refocused out that Ridge was paying a visit to Forrester Creations, so she made a vaticination about Ridge perhaps getting through to Carter. After Brook spotted Ridge in the corridor at FC, she pulled him into the design office and offered to step down from the CEO part if he'd come back. Brook reminded Ridge that she was still his Logan and formally again prayed Ridge to come home. Ridge wouldn't grant Brook's want anytime soon, so stay tuned for updates on their shattered bond and any other bad news that's brewing. The dawn of new story bends now that Carter has spoiled Hope's delusional little fantasies. It's been over a week and Finn still can't get the words out, meaning Steffi remains in the dark about her hubby's rearmost crazy relative. At least that Luna is out of the way, right? Plus, Steffi has Liam in her life still, so she's concentrated on Liam's petty troubles. Liam needs someone to entrust in, so he picks Steffi since Hope is off having a hissy fit nearly. Liam's life isn't going as he wanted. In fact, he doesn't have a life. He slightly indeed has a home and can't indeed go back and forth between family women. Presently, Steffi feels bad for Liam, but she's happily married now and can't concern herself when Liam feels sad. She's sure he'll find the right woman ultimately. It's just not his time yet. An unconscious Steffi is there for Liam, but doesn't realize the storm that's about to come from Finn. Ever Remy is back in LA, but perhaps he no way left. We no way indeed learned what happened to him, but he shows up at Bonebill Place on Monday and meets Luna. Luna isn't sure who this youthful man is in front of her, and thinks he's there to repair the air exertion. Remy takes one look at Luna and prodigies if he knows her from nearly, but she doesn't fate him at all. Does Remy suppose he'll find Electra at Bill's place, or is he ready to turn over a new splint and apologize to Will? Since Remy and Luna are both a bit disturbed, what are the odds that they end up together? Foreigner effects have happened in this LA fashion scene. Carter is hanging a relationship that he believes is love, but he'll thread it to restore trust and his fellowship with Ridge. Yet, that move might not produce the result Carter anticipates. Ridge isn't in a forgiving mood. His appearance at what was his longtime administrative office suite on the day of the jewelry launch corroborated Ridge's hard station. Carter admitted commodity inconceivable to the woman he believes he's in love with. Hope he sees himself as a snake, and that's true. But Hope has a different opinion, one that, by no coexistence, involves tone creation. Just as Steffi wants to Logan's out of FC, Hope wants the Forresters banished. Noelle's character believes that the Logan family, including her mama in particular, have been treated like alternate class citizens ever. Hope's perception is inflated, as Eric vehemently said. Still, suckers of this cleaner who aren't suckers of Hope might say that Carter's perceived love interest is prone to magnification. Steffi sees Hope as the main motivating force that pushes Carter to go against his better judgment. Brook agrees with Steffi, though Wood's character disbelieves the reality. Carter is a good soul who got caught up in an idea he had. His vision of the future was intended to help FC expand, but he allowed Hope to boost his pride into external space, which is getting burned by flying too close to the adulatory sun. Hope and Carter might make it after all is said and done. Carter isn't interested in anyone differently right now, and neither is Hope. So this pairing could plausibly endure, but it's really if their hold on FC ends because Noelle's character tearfully said she couldn't go back. Separate from the particular angle, B&B isn't about Carter and Hope controlling this classic fashion house. It's the Forresters, as all devoted suckers know. So, the only question is how long until their power is restored. Still, Ridge may allow him to stay on, if Carter is truly sorry and begs for his friend's remission. But that wouldn't extend the drama. Assuming Carter either relinquishes control or loses it, Ridge could fluently protest Carter, Hope, and Brook out. Lang's character might not go because of his enduring love for Brook. Indeed, if he remains with Taylor Hayes, their couple's status might remain complete if Carter and Hope are banished. But if Carter is dropped anyhow of Hope's plight, also a vengeance plot could take hold and play out indefinitely.